Hey, what's up, you guys? Eric AFG back here with another action figure review, and here we will be reviewing one of my favorite Batman villain characters, Two-Face, Harvey Dent. He's one of my top favorites. The duality of his character, quite literally. You know, the fact that, you know, he was a good guy before he became a villain. You know, he was district attorney. Then, you know, that unfortunate accident that happened to him that scarred up his face, turned him into the villainous crime boss that we all know and love, Two-Face. Whoops. Almost dropped my camera, and Batman dropped. Doggone. So, pardon that there, guys. So, as we delve deeper into this figure, his accessories is his two pistols, of course, and the coin, where the coin lands on the bad side or the good side, which is the other alternate hand right here. So, you got the bad side and you got the good side, and popping out the hands is simple enough. Pop it out, put the alternate hands in. Easy peasy. If you want to display him holding his dual pistols, his two guns, you can do like so, and he holds it well enough, and he looks pretty good holding it. So that's that effect, and his face sculpt is pretty solid. It's usually hit or miss for me when it comes to Mattel, but he pretty much looks like he did in that All-Star Batman run, which I only read a couple issues of it. It was pretty good. I didn't read the whole thing, but this is based on John Romita Jr.'s art, and it's actually not bad. You see the scarred up side of his head. You know, it kind of looks like he has a burnt dent. You know, no pun intended. You know, a lot of burn, scarring. You know, so you got the good side of his face and you got the bad side. And of course, we have articulation. Arms go out about that much. Swivel. Bend, wrist. He does have a ab crunch in the waist, as you can see, but it doesn't really work fully. I don't know. I don't know what the purpose, you know, was with that, but it's there. Single bend at the knee. Upper leg cut. Yeah, how's that been? And swivel. And feet. Not really much in the way of feet. I mean, it's a bend at the foot. And maybe he does have a pivot, but like you have to really work it. And I don't want to work it too much because I've had a few accidents with some of my figures in breaking them. So I don't really want to cause that as a problem. So so far for me, I think the major selling point with me with this figure, I mean, I do like how they sculpted the figure. Like I said, usually with Mattel, it's usually hit or miss. I've had some Mattel figures that I have not been too pleased with, and then some of them that I've been very much pleased with. So like I said, it's usually hit or miss for me. I think the biggest selling point for me with this figure that I like is that you could swap out his hands, which is pretty much the mainstay for a lot of action figures now, you know, with the hand swapping. But the unique part of the figure that I like is very much a big part of who Two-Face is. It's all about his coin. That's how he decides what he's going to do, whether he's going to do something good or something bad. and the fact that they included the really that great, but they included two handguns, which is much appreciated because, you know, Two-Face is most likely gonna carry two guns, so that's very much appreciated. I like the coloring and detail in his suit. I do like the way they sculpted his face. It is a very good likeness of John Romita Jr.'s art, like I said before. I think they did a pretty good job. I think they did a good job on his suit. Somebody pointed out, one of the other action figure reviewers, I think it was either JC or Shardamus, one of them, pointed out that the suit that he's wearing, although it is very reminiscent of the suit that he wore in the All-Star Batman comic, but the vest part was missing. So I've thought about it, and Mattel probably did that purposely to save money. That would be my guess. You know, it was either give him a vest and no accessories, which people would have been pissed about, or lose the vest and then he has the accessories. Sorry about that, guys. That was my alarm. It's very embarrassing, so please forgive me. But there's more pros and cons with this figure. I think it's a pretty solid for Two-Face figure. I got my DC Collectibles Two-Face in there somewhere, but him compared to this one, I think that sculpting wise, it doesn't match up to the DC Collectibles one, I'll be honest, but it picks up, you know, in other ways. Like I said, I love the coin accessory. I love that you could display him with the good side or the bad side. You can also display him holding two guns. So it's different ways that you could display him. I really like that. I still think that the sculling is solid on this figure. So I definitely give Mattel a win on this one. Some of the other figures that I've had before, I haven't been too happy with. I know I keep repeating myself, but in my opinion, it usually is hit and miss when it comes to Mattel. But I think that this is a pretty solid figure, and I'm happy to add him to my collection. Two-Face is one of my top favorite villains in the Batman universe of all time, at least for me. So I say that this figure definitely is a win. I think he is definitely worth a pickup. I got him dirt cheap off of eBay, so if you guys are interested, that would you know, be my best suggestion to go after him. So till the next time, guys, Eric EFG here, reviewing the DC Mattel Two-Face. Until the next time, see ya.